Sagittarius, welcome back for your twin flame reading. Those of you who are new, a very warm welcome, and those of you who are coming over from YILDIZ readings, welcome over. Now, if you are wanting to make a booking, the link is directly below. I get messages, so sorry. And also, if you are wanting to join the live sessions at YILDIZ readings, I cover anything connected to astrology, any additional psychic insight I have into your general life, as well as any transits we're going through, and I try and incorporate them on this channel live. So although this is a new channel, I have been doing the twin flame readings on the other channel for almost 2 years. But definitely with the mirror effect of what's coming through, I'm looking at the aspect of your chakras and any karmic energies of lessons that you learn through each 2 weeks, and you'll get a beginning of the month and a mid-month reading plus any psychic downloads I have. I am a twin as well as a psychic medium, so if you want to work through your blocks or have a look into what's going on, especially when you spiritually get your own downloads in the twin flame journey, come through and I'll work with you. Otherwise, join us on the live sessions. Now, these energies can switch. Needless to say, we all know that. What is coming through is your counterpart may be either intuitively knowing that you're dealing with a karmic energy or an aspect that you need to leave behind, or they directly are the ones on their side that they're dealing with it. So it can go either way. So connect the dots where they fit. Some may have children and they're directly dealing with a karmic cycle that they're trying to bring about an ending to. They also energetically towards you wish to have this with you, Sagittarius, at a higher level. Now, on your side, it does look as though you spiritually feel this direct connection. You're wanting to, whatever has transpired, your chakra card is responsibility. So in the past, perhaps if you didn't take responsibility with certain situations, you're really going to be taking the bull by the horns in February. You're really looking at things where you have direct power, and I do see a synchronicity on both sides, and I'll explain as I go through the read. Your twin, however, may not see this. They don't want things just at an intuitive level. They want something directly at a 3D level. So this is all about the intuition. And after the lunar eclipse, I feel now they want something very cemented in the 3D. They're also learning that if they want something, and this is really the karmic energy of the lesson they're going to learn in the next 2 weeks. If they want something, they need to directly go out and grab it. And, you know, where we have power, we can address that in our life. Where we don't, that's the other person's fence. We can only hope and wish that they can do what they need to do. But spiritually, really addressing the areas where they have direct power in their life and they can take responsibility. So it's kind of cross-referencing. So you're having ahas about where you need to. As you transform this in your life, they're directly transforming this in their karmic lesson path. Now, where you may not be seeing things and you're wishing to see them on the 3D, they're having a light bulb moment. That they have power as well. I shall go into the reading deeper. Okay, so Sagittarius, you have your heart chakra open, wanting to make a gesture, hoping this can move to the next level. What you're ultimately wanting is a union. Now, again, as I said, the energies can switch, but directly speaking together, if you are balanced within your frequency of healing old hurts, this is the energy you're moving towards. If you're not there yet, this is yet to come. This is an area that will be highlighted for you to do work on, to come to a peaceful place where you can have your heart chakra open, to have, you know, and union can be within self. When we're asked what is the difference between union and reunion, the obvious, but at the end of the day, considering within the twin flame dynamic, we're in, we're out, we're in, we're out. Meditating upon it, when you think about it, we're already in union. And, you know, for a while I used to think on it, and I used to think, what on earth are they talking about? I ain't seen no twin flame next to me. Internally, yes, and I was thinking, oh, that's lovely. What are we going to wait till next lifetime? And I know this sounds facetious, but there's a point I'm coming to. You already are in union because you haven't quit. Can you hear the crickets? I can hear the crickets. It's like, really? You already are in reunion. But making it to a point continuously together, you can be in your own duality and stay together without triggering each other, is key. And that's the reunion point. Doing the work together, doing the work alone. Then coming to a peaceful place, then going, you know what? Flaws, warts and all. I love myself. I've achieved greatness, and that can be whatever your kind of benchmark of greatness is. I have created peace within my life. I'm happy in any given moment. Through adversity, I can push through. Through pain that I believed I couldn't move through, I've been able to move through that. And then really coming to a peaceful place, you can go, well, I'm okay without you. I'm okay with you. I'm not okay with the BS. Let's not manifest that. And really, being in oneness with self means you've purged every single thing that could happen, which is an aspect of your fear-based frequency, pain body experience, being shown to you of what you experienced from childhood. Don't do what I did, manifest, but it's all the lower frequency. Obviously must have been an old soul. And then every frequency that you physically can have happen to you will happen to you. So I can't say you mustn't, because if it's divinely guided and you're supposed to learn those things, a lot of what you will learn is even through the pain and the anger, there does come a lot of healing, and it's very liberating. It's a bit like going, I'm scared of heights. And then you decide to get in a jet plane and jump out of that plane and confront that fear. And once you do, you're like, I'd never do that again. But okay, I address that. Now, the frequency of what is coming through is your twin can be picking up the signal of what's going on with you, which can be vengeful frequency. Now, intuitively, they know that this isn't their energy. And again, it can swap. They're in their higher energy of being high priestess, be it masculine or feminine. You know, they're really using their third eye when it comes to it, and they're seeing the balance. They're getting the downloads. They're taking accountability for their side. They're doing the inner work. Now, again, they may know that you're physically doing this, counterpart. So again, the energies can shift where you're intuitively tuning into each other's energy of what you're directly doing. So apply it how it fits, or directly, it could be physical, the 3D of what's happening. Now, this chakra does come down to self-discipline, empowerment, responsibility, and fulfillment, knowing that we hold that energy within each of us. And again, they've got responsibility. If they're doing the work on their side of the fence, everything will take care of itself. It's not to say that when we do come into reunion that we can't work together as a team. We can and we should. If it's not an alignment, then we will learn a lesson, we will create healthy boundaries, and it will be removed, or we will physically remove ourselves, which is being responsible. Ultimately speaking, what the potential is taking this to the next level, providing we are going through the aspect of our growth, the healing. And again, we do have the third wave of twins coming through. So a lot of you guys who perhaps haven't had the conversations, had the communication, you know, been in a connection together yet, this could potentially be coming through for you. Communication, movement, declarations, intuitive knowing, dealing with things on the 3D. Your twin's energy is very much, it could be that they're a parent already. It may be that they're wishing to bring this to a fruitful point where they're wanting to have children with you. Again, it's manifestation, but they're no longer wanting to just have it on the 3D. No, not 3D. Their third eye. They're wanting it on the 3D. But they're also realizing what they want they can achieve. But the things they can deal with is in their domain, they will deal with. The rest they know will come together. But they're taking action where they can. They're really trying to gain the insight intuitively. So if there is a pause in the journey, it's due to a 3D nature of what they're trying to deal with. And I do feel for those that do have a twin that is in a karmic relationship, be it on your side, Sagittarius, or theirs, This situation is resolving, but they're meditating upon how to handle it. Also, financially, they can be dealing with, you know, tight purse, heart chakra related dynamics, gossip, especially, you know, with what's happening in the connection. But I feel them to be quite silent and meditating, where they've already checked out. And when I say they've already checked out, they're trying to do this in a correct format because they are tuning into you. They also know they've done all they physically can within this connection and they haven't been able to resurrect it. If this is a work-related dynamic, it's the same thing. And that can be on Sagittarius' side or the twins. But this is the energy of what's coming in between you, or just particularly with the twin. Ultimately speaking, they do want a connection. Now, it may be if they weren't in a relationship, they were hopeful that it would be this. So the healing through that is something that they're directly dealing with. Again, the energies can swap. There is going to be a legality connected to this, and there might have been a spiritual contract that this person had to learn an aspect of something with this current person. But dealing with it can be legalities involved. So again, with the finance card coming through, the burdens, the meditation, and a connection as such. For some, there may be children involved, and it can be a ending that is trying to be resolved quite amicably. It's not a happy time. Again, they were wanting this to be a permanent thing, but not from the point of view of that they hold no love for you. But they know that the journey has ended with this connection and that they feel less with this person. Initially, they may have felt more. Now they currently feel less. They feel that they can't be themselves within this connection. Okay, now the energy between you. Both of you are having to be very brave. And some of these cards are very much from last month. There is movement where knowing of the 5D of this spiritual connection is what's holding you together. If you haven't seen your twin and you feel spiritually the energy has dissipated, you're getting no downloads, that is the release frequency. When you do then reconnect with them, either at dream state, sometimes that becomes stagnant to a point you let it go and it doesn't trigger you any. Then it can get to a next stage where you may get a text message. That can shift your energy very quickly, either to anger or shock and excitement. Try and keep grounded. Again, especially if you know on either side there is a karmic energy that's being kind of resolved. You stepping in prematurely can affect it where you turn into the caregiver, not the partner. So, you know, we can't tend to be both. If we're both, we're putting a hat on in particular intervals, and you need to be very self-aware to be able to wear those two hats. Having the understanding and compassion is completely fine, but it will cause conflict and more karma to be in that energy frequency doing both hats. So try and keep balance, but ultimately speaking, it's your path. Both of you know that there's delays. You're trying to pick up the pieces, or you're aware that your twin's trying to do this in order to spiritually move forward. So there's a delay, but let go of the control-related issues and trust in the process that everything is going to sort out, because it's making room for the new. But you need to make room for the new in order for this to resolve, okay? On your side, Sagittarius, I feel some of the work you've actually done, or you know that your twin has. So in that part, the rest of it will be within the connection, not out of it. Otherwise, you feel some sense that you're directly tuning into what your responsibility is, but you're not doing another person's work, which is good. It means you've learned a lesson. And the bright idea can be such that you're understanding where you have power, what's your job, what's not. And that's something that you're really learning in the next 2 weeks, is what you have control over, what you don't, and trying to keep grounded in that frequency. Now, for your twin, what they're finding is they're realizing what's real and what's not. and what they have control over, what they don't, and what to fight for and what not to. Love and light, and I'll see you during the month.